The men in the dual 3, as we know the 10 men who will join the top 5 in the overall standings, who will advance to this portion of the event. Travis Mayer is one of them. Jason Hopper is going to get in as well. Yellow Hosta. Ricky Garrard moves on. And Bailey Martin, they will be in Heat 3. Heat number 2 will have Jay Crouch. Brent Fikowski advances as well. Dallin Pepper, with a nice recovery, gets himself into Heat 2, followed by Will Morad, and the final man advancing, Tudor Magda. 3 more heats, top 10 move on to round 3. The overall leaders will be out on the field. This is the first time, remember, that they have gotten to go through this course. During the break, we saw Vellner and Adler out there running a little bit, trying to get their hands on the sandbag, and you really liked what you saw from Jeff Adler.
I really did. I liked the way that he was approaching the bag and really just touching it. What you're going to see from a lot of these athletes as they approach the bag is they give it a little bit of a scoop very low to the ground to get their fingers secure under the bag. Jeff almost had an approach where he was just bear hugging that thing and ripping it off the floor. We'll see if that pays off for him or if he actually uses that strategy here in this heat. 200
pounds, 90 kilos on those 3 bags, and they have to get it over that 48-inch lip. It's about 1.2 meters that they have to lift that bag up and over. We're set for Heat 1.
Go. There we go, ladies and gentlemen, our athletes. Up and over this one.
Pat Vellner is going to be the first man over that 3rd log, and Vellner, as Adler takes a spill. So Adler now back in 5th place. Vellner to the bag first. First one is in. Gudmundsson has his first in. Krennikov and Olsen as well. Now Adler has his first loaded. Vellner on his 3rd bag, and Pat Vellner is done, and Vellner wins, followed by Gudmundsson, Adler. Krennikov's going to come in, and now Noah Olsen is 5th.
Olsen, all under 30 seconds.
Boy, they really like to try to do that hurdle over the log, and let me tell you, we've seen a lot of butts hit the ground pretty hard today. They're going to have some sore derrieres from taking that spill. That's a long way to drop.
23.27 seconds for Vellner to win his heat. He is the overall leader after finishing 13th in Texas Heavy. He has a 2nd, a 3rd, and a 4th under his belt.
Yeah, and Pat really cruised here early. His strategy of hurdling this log is very effective. He minimally clears it. He doesn't jump high and egregiously clear it with a lot of room under his legs. He barely skims over it, and that's the trick in any hurdle type of action. And here he makes very fast work of these 200-pound sandbags. He's got a little bit of a hesitation there on bag 3. I guarantee he'll even clean that up and make that faster as we progress through these rounds.
Pat Vellner looking to move on to round number 3, 23.27 seconds. Bjorn Carl Gudmundsson in ahead of Jeff Adler. Roman Krennikov's going to finish in 4th in that heat, and Noah Olsen at 28.21 seconds finishes 5th.
Adler did a great job recovering there, Sean. His spill was a big one, yet he found himself making his way back to those bags, and of course he did what we assumed he would once he got there. He did those very quickly, getting them up into the teeter, but boy, that could have been costly. We'll see, of course, how that time stands as the other men finish this round out.
2 more heats to go, top 10 times moving on. Then we'll cut the field to 5, and then it's a head-to-head battle between 2 athletes for the event win.
It's funny to watch the men in the dugout versus the women. There's a lot more like unsettled movement, jumping, plyometrics, stretching, kicking, right? Like they're just, they can't sit down and be still. The women were just composed, hanging out.
A lot of nervous energy down there.
No doubt.
So next 5 men, Tudor Magda, Dallin Pepper, Bailey Martin, Will Morad, and Brent Fikowski.
And from this heat, we saw Pepper being that first athlete of the first heat when we started this event that took that initial spill. Now, I'm assuming with a run under his belt, again, this is the advantage of not having to sit out, is that he had some slop take place and has an opportunity to clean it up. Whatever that mistake was coming over that third log, you've got to assume now he'll have dialed in and possibly be able to show us one of the faster times or faster runs through this particular event.
And despite that error on the logs, he still finished second in his heat. The bag's not a problem for Dallin Pepper. If he can get through those logs cleanly, he's got a chance to put up a top time here. He will be in lane number 4. It's Morad, Fikowski, Crouch, Pepper, and Magda here in heat 2 of 3. 23.27 seconds from Pat Vellner. That's the fastest time that we have seen.
Stand by. 3, 2, 1, go.
We are underway, and Dallin Pepper approaching that final log. He's over cleanly. It's Will Morad this time who takes the spill. Fikowski, first man to the bags. First one is in for him. Bailey Martin in lane 3, struggling a little bit as Fikowski's going to get in ahead of Pepper and Magda.
Wow.
So that's Jay Crouch who's there. Apologies to Jay Crouch. 22.02 seconds for Fikowski unofficially.
And he was impressive over those logs, and I got to say, Pepper was 4th to the bags, and again, still finished 2nd overall in that heat.
Brent Fikowski looking like he might have the top time here.
We hit the log? Oh, man.
And moving into round number 3.
We get a clean look here of everybody coming up and over. And Brent is clearly the leader coming over the logs. You see Pepper to the right of your screen, the black top, just barely getting to the sandbags 4th. Brent has a clean run to get him over. Doing a slight adjustment, but no hesitation, no pausing. Nothing that really costs him time, and then he is quick to the box, gives it a tap, and enjoys the sweet taste of victory.
Brent Fikowski looking to move on here. Fikowski in 6th place overall with 265 points. He's only 25 points back of Jeff Adler for 3rd. So one heat remains here in round number 3. Make that round 2. The top 10 men advance into round 3. There is Bailey Martin on the right side.
With Bailey Martin, Ricky Garrard, Jelle Hosta, Travis Mayer, and Jason Hopper. This could certainly, we're going to see some fast times coming out of this particular heat. These guys are all fast, all explosive. Jelle was not one of the first necessarily to the bags in his heat, but boy, he made fast work of getting those things into the teeter and across the finish line.
Jay Crouch talking things over with Brent Fikowski.
Brent probably saying something along the lines of, man, you should just be taller. Something like that to get that sandbag into the teeter a little faster.
Brent Fikowski, 22.02 seconds. That is now the top time that we have seen. Dallin Pepper also gets in ahead of Pat Vellner's mark. Tudor Magda at 23.41 seconds. Takes 3rd, followed by Crouch and Morad. Final heat, taking the field, led by Bailey Martin. Jelle Hosta next to him, and you mentioned Hosta before they got out here on the field, Adrian. If he can just get to those bags somewhere near the front, that's going to really bode well for him.
It will. He loves simple work. He loves grunt work, and this event encompasses those things. It's about having smooth over, under, over for him right here to start this race.
Hosta will be in lane number 4.
10 seconds.
We are set for the 3rd and final heat in round 2.
Stand by. 3, 2, 1, go.
Here we go. Hosta with a little bit of a late start. Travis Mayer and Jason Hopper along with Bailey Martin to be the first men to the bags. Martin and Garrard both there. Here comes Hosta. First bag in for Martin and Garrard. Second bag's in. Third bag's in now for Travis Mayer, and this is going to be close. I have no idea on this one.
I'm completely lost with you, brother.
What a race between those 5 men. And we'll wait for that to get sorted out from the timers.
Wow.
That's probably the closest heat we have seen between the men and the women so far from top to bottom.
Man, I can't wait to see these times because that was a fast run.
It looks like Mayer won with a time of 21.8 seconds. If that is true, that's the fastest time we've seen. So one more look at it here.
Wow, like you said, Sean, Yella had a bit of a late jump off the starting block, a little hesitation there. Martin and Travis, first ones to the bag. Or I'm sorry, that was Ricky that was one of the first ones to the bag. And Travis Mayer made up some great time here in his transitions in the middle of the screen there in the middle lane. And he punched it right across that finish line.
And it looks like it was Travis Mayer. Here's a better look at it. Oh, man.
So good. And then he took a little victory roll right there.
Mayer by maybe a split second over Hopper and Garrard, followed closely by Hosta and Martin. And we will wait and see how this one shakes out, but I cannot imagine there's more than a second separating everybody here. Top 10 times moving on. Here you go. 21.8 to win, and it's Hosta in 5th at 22.19 seconds. The 3 fastest times we've seen so far come out of that heat. Bailey Martin looks to advance as well, along with Hosta. Very good chance that all 5 of these men move on. Now that who are going to be the other 5?